Hello my lovely stitchy friends, I hope you're all well. This is Flosstube number 20. It is Sunday the 15th of October. We're nearly halfway through October, I can't quite believe it. And this is Flosstube number 20. Welcome back to my regular viewers, and a big hello and thanks for dropping in to anyone that's new here. I really hope you enjoy listening to me chat about my cross stitch, and if you're watching for the first time and you enjoy it, please do like and subscribe and come back and see me again. That would be fantastic. Life is busy as always. Usually it's hectic life, but you know, it's great, and I do find time to stitch whenever I can, whenever there's a little moment, get my stitching out. Although I have had one non-stitchy day in the last 2 weeks. Last weekend I had a night away at a lovely hotel in Warwick with some of my old school friends, and there was a lovely beautiful spa there, and we all had a treatment, and the spa was lovely. It had an outdoor pool that was 26 degrees, so it's actually quite warm. The water was 26 degrees and a lovely hot tub, and it was just a beautiful weekend. It was unseasonably warm for October here in the UK, and so we were able to sit outside in our spa dressing gowns and enjoy just some of the October sunshine. It was wonderful. It was wonderful to get away and spend some time with some very old dear friends. A special hello to Becky, who is in Amsterdam, one of my school friends, and I know that she joins in and watches. Becky's a quilter, and it's Becky that taught me how to quilt and got me back into cross stitch when I've lived in London, maybe kind of 18 years ago, and then had a little hiatus obviously until a couple of years ago. So hi Becky, it's lovely to see you here. So I've still been busy though, and I had one FFO in the last 2 weeks that I haven't previously been able to show you. It was a part of a Halloween swap that the lovely Amanda at Alba Stitchers organised, and I'll pop a little picture up here or here, perhaps more this side so you can have a look. So this I stitched for my partner Audrey, and Audrey is on Instagram as at Audabob, which is AUDABOB, and I think I'll pop it down below anyway if I've said that incorrectly. So I stitched for Audrey a snippet from the Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogertz. So you've seen the little finish. It's from this book, and it's this little witch here with 2 little baskets and her boo. And I've bought this book as part of a de-stash a couple of months ago, and I really love this sampler, but I just haven't had time to start it, so it was really good to be able to do a little snippet out of it. I wanted to do something for Audrey that was a bit unusual, and maybe something that she didn't already have. Yeah, and I just thought that was a really great little witch to do out of that book. So I know that Audrey received it yesterday and has already shared all the little other gifts and things that came that I'd sent her. So and I will, when I show you my kind of stitchy kindness later, I'll show you what Audrey stitched for me. So I then also had a finish. Let me just grab my board. That's the one thing I haven't got organised before I started. So I had one finish, and that was The Joy of Winter from Stitches Through the Years. I've stitched this on, it's either a 36 or a 40 count country vintage mocha, stitched with pretty much the called for DMC threads, and I stitched this as part of a stitch along that Stitchy Sally originally organised last year, and lots of people finished it, including Sally. I didn't, and Yasmin from Yasmin's Made with Love also didn't finish it. So a couple of weeks ago, Yas and I said, right, let's do a Tuesday evening, and we'll both stitch until we finish it. Yaz finished it, I think, a week before I did, and I finished it last week. So there's my finish. Absolutely, it's beautiful, and I can't wait to get this framed, and this will go up for this winter. That was my one finish. I had one new start, and again, I can't show you that one. That is going to be for Stitch in London, for my exchange for Stitch in London. So it's Sunday now, and Stitch in London is on Friday. So this time next week, I will be at Stitch in London. We'll be coming to the end of the weekend of Stitch in London. So really looking forward to that. Really excited to be going to that. So there's a little something I'm stitching for that. Something else that I'm stitching for Stitch in London is my first whip, and this is Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, and it's the Stitcher's Retreat House. It's not focusing very well, is it? There we go, is that a bit better? So this is by Laurie Pengelly from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitching, and I'm stitching this on a 36 count linen, and this is a fabric dyed by Kate from Fabrics by Crafty Kate, and this is my progress. I'll pop a picture up to show you where I got up to last time so you can see. But since last time, I finished the house. I have stitched the two ladies. I think I've still got their eyes to do, and the flower that is here. This motif has been done, and I've started coming down on the border there. So, and I've done a little bit of I've got 3 letters of the writing at the bottom. So this is pretty close to a finish. Really haven't got an awful lot more to do, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to finish this at Stitch in London next weekend, and then think about having it available for any friends or any of my new friends I'm going to meet down there who would like to put their initials on it somewhere. Haven't decided where yet. Haven't thought about it too much. Oh, and I've got the windows. I also need to finish the little. I think possibly this is the last bit I'll finish, because that will be, if I'm doing that at the retreat, that'll be quite easy stitching. But also the windows actually need filling in as well. So still a little bit to do, but I think that'll get finished this week, and then at the weekend at Stitch in London. So again, really enjoyable, and I have been stitching that along with Stitches with Charlie Feathers, and we have been using the hashtag for that of Stitchy Friends Retreat Together Sal. So really enjoyed doing that one. I really do like Laurie's designs, and I think they'll probably, well, I've still got Peacock Manor. I haven't worked on that for a couple of weeks, but that probably will start to come into what I'm stitching over the next month or so. Might take that to, I've got a pile in front of me of things that I'm thinking about taking to Stitch in London. Really don't know what to take, what not to take. So it might be a case of seeing how many I can get in my suitcase, because projects, you know, once a project's in a project bag, it's not that big. So might take quite a few, we'll see. So my next whip is Four Seasons. So this is the Four Seasons by Barbara Anna, and I was kindly gifted this by Nikki in Canada. Gifted me with this kit and her leftover threads. And I think the last time you saw this, I'm not sure if I've got a photo. If I have, I'll pop it up here now, but I think the last time I had just started on perhaps a little bit here for autumn. Well, I've got a little bit further along now. I've just had 2 sessions on this, because I stitched this on a Wednesday evening with my friend Sally at Stitchy Sally, and we both stitched Barbara Anna on a Wednesday evening. So I've managed to get 2 sessions. So I think last time I'd said I was going to move on to the Autumn Girl, because I had a few bits to finish on summer, but they were bitty and tiny, and so I wasn't really working very quickly. And I thought if I moved on to a dress where I had a biggish block of stitching to do, I'd make a bit more progress, and I'd see a little bit more progress with it, and that would give me a bit more encouragement to work on it. So as you can see, 2 evenings, has got quite a bit of that dress, the dress bodice and dress started. So that's some good progress under my up my sleeve. I don't know what the saying is there. So some good progress that gives me some encouragement to keep working on it on Wednesday evenings, to at some point get a finish. But you know, there's no deadline on that. That's just a really enjoyable one. So you know, it still could take a while to get it finished. My next whip, Supernatural Sal. Now, I was really determined when I spoke to you last that I was going to get this finished for Stitch in London. As you can see, I've still got quite a way to go. So this is the Supernatural Sal by the Witchy Stitcher, and this is stitched on a 32 count even weave on a fabric called Vampirella, which is from the Stitchy Ferret. Now, I was determined to get this finished, and then I think I've only actually done one session on it. Just I've nothing against this project at all. I've just wanted to stitch on other things. I've just wanted to stitch on different things. So I think I have completely finished. I don't think the Harpy box was quite finished. I think I've stitched the Harpy name, and then I've started on the ghosts here as well. Have I done a bit more of the demon? Maybe not. So I've done a little bit, but not really very much. So it's not going to get finished for Stitch in London. I think I'll take it with me for Stitch in London because it is 32 count. So and it's even weave. So actually in the evenings, maybe on the Friday evening or the Saturday evening, if I'm stitching late, my eyes are tired, it's going to be a good one to have with me to because I'll be able to see it well. And there's certainly the bottom border, there's still quite a bit there that needs finishing, that's not too tricky and is in one colour. So should be quite easy to do when I'm tired or when I'm chatting, and it doesn't need much concentration. So you know, it'll get some will get done hopefully at Stitch in London. Again, I don't think it's going to get finished for Halloween. It may be, maybe not. We'll see. But if it doesn't get finished for this Halloween, it will definitely, it's going to be finished by the end of this year. It needs to be finished by the end of this year. I think it didn't get stitched on because there were a couple of projects that I hadn't worked on for quite a while that I really wanted to work on. Really just thought, I want to spend some time on this. One of those was, the first one was Moonshine Cabin from Modern Folk Embroidery, and I'll put a picture up of where I was when I showed you this the last time. And this I'm stitching on 32 count. It's either chalkboard or slate or something dark. As you can see, I've filled in some of this, some of the door, and kind of gone along here. So this is, it's difficult stitching on a dark fabric. This is something that I will only stitch when I'm upstairs in my study, and I've realised that having my new little light that I think I showed you last time, for it to have underneath is a real benefit, to have a light on top and a light underneath to be able to see, and I find it much easier with that. So I can do that stitching upstairs at my desk, which I can't do when I'm stitching downstairs. So again, this is a bit of a slow one. But really enjoying it. And I think this again, this is one that Stitchy Sally was doing at the back end of last year, that she'd seen Charlie Feathers stitching and loved it, and then I loved it. Sally's finished it, and again I'm carrying on stitching it, and you know, maybe that will get finished hopefully, but again by the end of this year, and I'll be able to have it up for the winter at least. But really enjoyable when I do little bits of it. It's not a very fast one. And then the other one that I really wanted to get back to was Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. So get that in focus for you. So I haven't stitched on this for a couple of, possibly, sorry, I've got an itchy nose, can't stop itching it. Haven't stitched on this for a couple of months, but just really wanted to get a little bit of time in it. And I think I'd thought, well, I'll take it to Stitch in London with me. So I thought, well, really I could do with perhaps setting up a few bits where it'll be easy to stitch certain bits of it, because again it won't need much concentration. So I think I've got a picture of where it was last time I showed it to you. If I have, I'll pop it up for you to see. So it doesn't look like much progress. I'm just trying to think how many, let me tell you, my stitchy folder, how many days. I only got four sessions in on it. And again, you know, this is one that I would more likely stitch upstairs. I think I might have done some downstairs as well. I can't quite remember. So let me show you with the board. So I've got some of this house done here, and I've really kind of tried to set up a little bit that here I'm going to have a straight line that I can do the roof of that and the inside of the windows, and then actually there'll be that window that I'll be able to put in relatively easy as well at Stitch in London without thinking too much and having to do too much counting, because you can really easily get distracted. I think when you're at a retreat you can quite easily chat and perhaps stitch one stitch too many. And then there is a little bit here as well of the fence that I've left that's just really easy stitching to get that done as well, because this tree is actually really quite tricky because it's in two colours, one of which is Celadon, Week's Work Dye Celadon, I think it is, and so it's, with it being variegated, it's a little tricky, just the pattern of that, although it looks quite a simple pattern, it's a little bit trickier. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a few good stitches in on that one at Stitch in London, because it's going to be set up to do relatively easily. And I think also actually the house, because it's in that quite, you see the pattern of the house, that actually I think will be quite easy to do as well, because there's a set pattern and it's not going to be overly difficult. But so I've got that set up to do that this week. So that's all my stitching. So I mean, that's 2 weeks. I think I've done pretty well. You know, I feel like I've got quite a lot done with the time, and you know, really pleased to have got a finish of The Joy of Winter so that can be up for this winter. So on my ironing table of lovely things, I do have some haul. Not very much this month. Try to be good, because I've got Stitch in London coming and I've got some birthday money to spend there. I have already put a pre-order in for some Roxy Fosco floss to pick up, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so didn't spend a huge amount of money, but I did find, I was watching, I can't remember who I was watching on Instagram, but they'd bought some buttons from the Bee Company, somebody in America, and so I did a search for a shop that did them in the UK, and I did find somebody that sells them. Now unfortunately they didn't have everything that I wanted, so they've had to refund me some money, but they've cancelled the refund. So at the moment I haven't had the money back that they're owing me, so I'm not going to mention their name just yet, because until I get that resolved. But so I got these lovely buttons from the Bee Company. I also bought another set of fall ones, and stupidly I didn't take a photo of them, and I gifted those to Audrey as part of her our Halloween exchange. But if you go and have a look at her Instagram, you'll be able to see the picture of the things that I gifted her, and the buttons are on there. So they are a set of fall buttons, so they're beautiful, they're really cute. And then I also ordered a fat quarter, and I really trying very hard not to buy any fabric. However, you all know I love my chickens, and unfortunately 2 weeks ago we lost Little Red, our favourite little red chicken, and she'll be sorely missed because she was the most tame, she was the most friendly. You know, she'd come and sit if my daughter sat on the grass with some corn in her hand. She'd come and sit, you know, get on her knee and sit and eat the corn. When none of the others would really do that. They were all a bit skittish. So she was the real favourite, and we really missed looking out and seeing her. So, but I saw this fabric, witches and chickens. How much cuter could you get? So I bought a fat quarter of this and just love that little red chicken. Oh, and I've not noticed look at the little cats with the little witches hats on. Oh, and there's some more there as well. So cute, so cute. So I think I love this. I think I'll probably make a project bag with this fat quarter. Part of me does think, oh, there's little piggies. Look at the little piggies. Really cute, really cute. So part of me wishes that I had actually bought more of this fabric, and maybe if I'd have thought about it when the shop owner told me she didn't have everything I wanted, I should have said to put in more of this, so I didn't need a refund, and then I wouldn't have a problem with not having had a refund. But so really like that. And I did get a few other few bits that are kind of gifts and things, so can't show those as yet. Then I had a belated birthday present from my friend Anna, and she sent me, she'd got some patterns on a D-stash and had them sent straight to me. So she sent me the swans by Cottage Garden Samplings, the swans, and also the jackrabbit as well. So I think you will have all seen that I've stitched the fox before. If you haven't seen that, go and have a look at my Instagram. It is on my Instagram. I love stitching the fox, and I particularly love the way that Vinny from Cottage Garden Samplings does the kind of pattern inside the animals on these. So I think I've definitely got Age Pewter actually. That's one of the Gentle Arts threads needed. I've probably got most of the threads for that. So thank you, Anna, for my belated birthday present. Really love that. And actually I'd seen Anna a couple of weeks before that, and Anna cross-stitched in her youth or in her earlier days, again before she had children. And when I started back up again, and then I started my Flosstube, Anna was probably my biggest champion. And I know that she watches every one of my Flosstube, and I think she makes all her family watch it as well on their separate accounts, which is great. And because of my enthusiasm, I inspired her to start cross-stitching again, which has been really lovely. So one of the first things she bought was this book, which is Sand, Sea and Cross Stitch by Anna Field. And she bought that and has done a couple of things because her son has a kind of seaside themed room, and she wanted to stitch a few things for him. And then she knows I have got my 50 new starts for 50 next year, which I'm doing with Sarah from Sew Me Sarah. So we're going to have 50 new starts because we're both 50 next year. And Anna said, oh, there's some really good little patterns in here. Let me just see if I can find some photographs, actually. Some really lovely things that aren't too big, that she thought might be really good to incorporate into my stitching. So, and I actually have a seaside themed downstairs cloakroom. So little things. So actually this is a really handy book that she has let me borrow I love this one, Happy Little Fish. Really like that one. And actually I've made some fish like this before for her daughter when she had a bit of a seaside themed bedroom. So her daughter has some fish like that I've made. Oh, but not cross-stitched. Mine were just fabric that I cut out and in a fish shape and stitched. So there's some really lovely smalls in here, which are going to be really, really good to fit into my stitching next year. I like these. Excuse me, I'm sniffing and wiping my nose. Just, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it's a really lovely book that Anna's let me borrow as well, that I think is going to be really, really useful for next year. So my other stitchy kindness is my lovely, lovely gifts from Audrey for our Halloween exchange. So have a look at this little witch that Audrey stitched for me. So absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So Audrey stitched this. She's told me it is from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween special from 2021, and she's taken the pattern, but she's added in a few other little critters and swirls, and look at those sparkly boots. I just love that. And then, yeah, the little sparkly swirls, little spider. So Audrey, this is just adorable. I'm really, really pleased. It's going in my Halloween exchange, my Halloween bowl of little cushions. But she also, we'd had, so Amanda from Alba Stitchers kindly organised the swap, and Amanda gave us the emails of each other. So Audrey and I had a chat first about what we liked and the type of things we like stitching and having, and also we agreed on kind of a limit on what we were going to spend on each other for gifts, which was really good because we both kind of had, you know, what the expectation, and that we were going to buy some stitchy things but also some other little treats. So lovely bag of sweeties from Audrey, which I have had a few of already, and then some, a lovely coaster, which I think this will go in this will stay in my stitchy room. Thank you. So that's louisescottart.com. So that's a lovely bird coaster for my cup of coffee, rather than me putting it on my cutting mat. That's much better. And then Audrey kindly gifted me some fat 16th of 40 count light mocha Newcastle. So light mocha, if I'm going to have something from Zweigart, is fabulous. It's a really good, really, really good colour. I think I stitched Christmas Eve by Cottage Garden samplings on this, the Father Christmas, and just loved it. So it's really nice to have some of this in a smaller count. So that was gratefully received. I don't know, I think, did I mention on my last Flosstube that I needed some new needles? Well, she sent me some. Perfect for me, size 26 DMCs. Also Lizzie Kate's Hocus Pocus, so that is definitely going to be on my Halloween smalls list for next year. And then some beautiful new scissors, always need scissors, and a DMC. That's one of the variegated ones from DMC in the orange, which I haven't got, so that is definitely going to go in with my Lizzie Kate one. So thank you so much, Audrey. It's been really, really lovely doing an exchange. Thank you, Amanda, for organising it. Thank you, Audrey, for my beautiful gifts. And it's been great fun. If you get the opportunity to take part in an exchange, do it, because it's lovely. You know, that's really, I don't know, Audrey didn't actually tell me if she dyed that fabric herself, but again, you know, she stitches on Ada and I stitch on linen, so it's really nice to have something different. You know, I wouldn't stitch on Ada, but it's not really, really nice to have something that's stitched on something different from what you normally stitch on. And it's just, yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Love it. Love it. So thank you both, Amanda and Audrey. So been quite a quick one this week. It has been, this is about the third day that I've tried to film or tried to plan time into my day to film, and it's just not happened for various reasons. So I'm really glad to, even though it's going to be short, that I've managed to sit down with you and have a chat. My plan, so next week, so Friday, off to stitch in London. I think I get a train at 9:30 in the morning. And I'm taking a slow train. I'm taking a slightly slower train so that I can avoid actually going into London. I can get a train so that Stitch in London is in Watford, which is kind of northwest London. And I can actually get to Watford Junction without having to go into London and back out again. So, but it's just going to take me a little bit longer. But then actually, if the train, it's not going to take me longer, but because I don't have to, I haven't, when I've looked at the train times, I haven't actually accounted. I've accounted the time from leaving home to getting to London, but I've not accounted the London to Watford bit. So probably it'll be quicker, and I don't have to do that busy inside London bit, which is great. And that's going to be on the same on the way home. So it's going to be about 3 hours on the train. Although I have got, on both of them, I've got to change once at kind of more local stations, so they're not big stations, so it's easy to change. So I'm going to have a bit of stitchy time on the train as well, which is going to be great. So really excited about Stitch in London. I get to meet Charlie Feathers for the first time. We have become friends online and we've never met in real life, and I'm going to get to meet Charlie, going to get to meet Yasmin. There's quite a few people who've been we've had a few Zoom calls that Marie's organised. I get to meet Marie. I've had a few. Get to meet Kerry from Roxy Floss Co. Can't wait. And lots of people. So we've had a few stitchy Zoom calls with the people going to Stitch in London, and there's so many names that are popping up. So really can't wait, and so excited to meet. So I think there's 72 attendees, so it's going to be great to meet everybody. So this week, before I go, I have to finish some gifts. I have to get some gifts finished, but also there was going to be just a little bit more trying to stitch things to get projects in a position where it's going to be easy for me to work on. I think one of them, I want to work on Mighty Oak next weekend, and I think I want to work on the house, so I think I'll just spend a bit of time perhaps getting the windows of the house put in so that I can then stitch the house around it. Probably try and do a little bit more on the Teresa Koga Remember Me, that's easy. If I can go a bit further along on the top on the top here, just to get, so I can start. That roof is all one colour, so if I could get the roof done, and maybe the door as well, get that door done as well at Stitch in London. That's quite easy straight row stitching that is if I get the door frame done before I go, I can get the inner door bit done. Words sometimes come out the wrong way. It's my age, definitely. So yes, that's it. I'll hopefully be back the week after Stitch in London, so I can show you how much stitching I did manage to get done compared to how much talking, and I can share my experiences with you of what I think is going to be an absolutely fantastic retreat. Really excited. We've already had a few freebies come through as PDF. So we've had a freebie for one of Michelle from Mama Loves You GB for her owls, which are on perforated paper, which I've never stitched on before, and I need to get some to give that a go on perforated paper. And we've had a freebie from Roz at Roz Clark Crafts, which is a really good one, actually. Really like that. I think that'd be a really good gift for a stitchy friend, the one that Roz has come up with. And then Yasmin. Oh, and I can't remember what Yasmin's freebie was. Can't remember. I'm sure I loved it. So there's 3 freebies there, which will no doubt go on my next year, because I think they're all small. So we'll go on my next year's 50 new starts for 50. And yes. So can't wait. Oh, and I think at Stitch in London, we also will get an exclusive modern folk embroidery pattern, and I think that is something that Marie will have already kitted up for us with fabric, because we had to tell her what count we would like, and also with Roxy Floss Co. floss. So very excited about that. Very excited to see what that's going to be. So yes, so it's going to be exciting, and hopefully I will come back in about 2 weeks and tell you all about it, and all the wonderful stitching that I'm going to do. So thank you for joining me today on what is probably my shortest ever at 35 minutes Flosstube. I really hope you've enjoyed checking in with me. Really hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been up to and what I've been stitching. And yeah, if you've got this far and you haven't already subscribed, it would be wonderful if you could. It really makes my day when I get a subscriber. Just it makes me know that people are listening in, people are chatting. Yes, and comment below if you want to have a chat. I love hearing from you all and just loving what everybody's up to and what everybody's stitching. So lovely to see you all, and I shall see you in 2 weeks. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye bye.